Okay, we're back. Part 2, the Abbacado show. I am the Abbacado. There's a story behind it, but I won't go into it right now because we're on a long session of listening to music and enjoying over some really great eclectic genres, as well as some home-fried metal, if you would. Really good run of metal genres as well. We went to Ronnie Radcliffe, to Deal, to which was the last one that I did that was really super powerful. I don't know. That was a good flex there. Yeah, the Matter Mortem too. That was another one. That was a really great reaction. Kind of, that's what this is about. You throw all kinds of music into the mix because it's a broad audience out there likes to listen to all kinds of music. So you guys being a part of that's important. And enough of the wah. Let's get back to it. This is part 2 of August 17th stream. And we are going to get back to our dono sessions. This one coming up is The Driver 458. He wants us to check out a band called Poolside, and it's called Which Way to Paradise. And he has a little message here. Another chill daytime disco track by Poolside. Disco. Oompa, 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 oompa. Oh, that sounds more like Beetlejuice. Perfect for melting into the beach chair while drinking out of a coconut or something. I think most of us would leaning into or something. So let's do this. All right. Nice to this disco without a trap kit. It's a band. Yes, very much Gap Band. With the muted guitar. Swifty Sevenths. You had to hear the pizzicatos in there, right? Even the little strings. Boop. I'm on totally. The hip hugger bell bottoms. Kind of some spacey synth sounds. Playing around with some of those delays back there. One of the things I love about this too is that the hi-hat's not going. Hi-hat got a little fluffy there. Like space disco. If an alien had a fro and bell bottoms, you know, and the shirt open like 2 wild and crazy guys. now it's more disco-y. Now we have those strings laying out there. Even the bass line of this is so important to keep that, you know. Dun, 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 dun. There's like a little duel between real muted guitar and an analog mute sound there. I loved it. What a great way to restart the stream. I like that. Poolside. Yes, Daft Punk-esque is correct. I felt that. You guys are helping me with that. When you guys chime in during tracks and stuff and you tell me what it is that you think, you know, other bands are adjacent to, it helps me kind of focus a little more and then go back into my memory and pull from that vibe. So yes, very much that Daft Punk kind of grind there. And very... You know, like Amin had said earlier, though, it really, you know, something like that really pulls to us older people. We actually go back to remember. I never wore bell bottoms. My younger brother did, and did the whole scene, that whole super cool, super sexy shaft, whatever that was, that whole scene of bell bottoms and shoes that had the disco-y shoes and the shirts with the button with the gold chain and stuff. And you know, my brother's friend would even get the perm done in his. He didn't have curly hair, but he'd make the permy fro thing happen. I was already checked out surfing, listening to Zeppelin, and just getting baked on the beach. But it was fun to watch him go. You know, in the clubs in Los Angeles in the '70s, there were clubs you can go to that you're like 18 and under, and stuff. So when the whole disco thing was in there like that, it was a cool scene. I was on the other end of the scene. But I do want to say I enjoyed this track a lot, also because it was more band-oriented. It wasn't like a trap drum-sounding, you know, disco knockoff kind of thing. So, next up, Tanto Corazon. Are you there? Chest hair. Like the drummer Sib from Boston. Let's see, Tanto Corazon, we have a game. Oh, we're going to be listening to some music from the game Abzu, which I played and I loved. I emailed Austin Wintory a couple months ago. Listen to me. You know, I emailed Austin Wintory, you know, because we're friends. You know, I just, you know. No, we're very casual email connectees, and we're still threatening to do a podcast. But I did say, dude, what's going on with... Sword of the Sea or Sea of the Sword, whatever. And he said that they are just, you know, they're still working on, you know, packing things together. But that whole Abzu journey, Sword of the Sea, that whole production vibe that company puts together. And of course, you marry anything from Austin Wintory into that. I'm an auto fan. But I'm still waiting for Sword of the Sea. That's like the best of everything for me. I've spent my whole life surfing and skating. As a matter of fact, depending on who you ask in my family, surfing ruined my career. And that's when I say, well, I didn't do too damn bad. I live in a lovely little area, and I get to surf. You know, I didn't, you know, maybe I didn't get famous, but I lived the life that I wanted. Anyhow, all that being said, Abzu is a wonderful, wonderful track or game. So I don't know which this is that we're listening to. The name of the track, oh, I'm not going to get this right. Balaenoptera, Balaenoptera Musculus. Forget it. One of the most beautiful soundtracks to a game ever made. Austin Wintory is an incredible composer. And if you don't play the game, at least give the soundtrack a listen. Well, I have played the game, and I'm totally with you on this. So let's go. And what I love about both games, though, Abzu and Journey, not a lot of jump scares, maybe one or two, but when they hit you, they hit you. Let's do this. All right. Oboe all the way to the gates of heaven. He makes that section so playful. You know, what we just heard actually is score to scene vibe, which I don't know how he does that, and that hopefully whenever we get that opportunity to pull it together and just have a time to chat, I'm going to ask him how that works, because whatever happens in this 2-minute scene with the blue whales, I don't know if this was a cut scene before the character, I can't remember, before the character gets into a place where, you know, the character has to do its own thing to get to the next level. If maybe this is a moment where it is kind of a cut scene with the whales. But, you know, he, in such a masterful way, he brought us into a place where he brought us into the comfort and the moment of what would it be like to swim with these beautiful, ginormous, wonderful mammals. And then as the mammals kind of eye you and like, okay, we're good and stuff like that, the playfulness in which the composition took just a little bit when one of the blue whales came up and started feeding, you know, and it was like, you know, you're in good company and stuff. And then as the scene took to a little bit more of a moving on, that's when it all came into unison. I love the small answer back, what he was doing with the violins, or I would say the main melody. And he had this other little conversation happening here with the cello section that I thought was beautiful. I was listening to music and watching this, and it was just, you know, I'm afflicted because I'm a composer. I listen to things differently even when I'm watching things. But even towards the end, how he's letting this composition go as the character goes into the next scene, just kind of, you know, pulling everything back in the dynamics slowly. A little bit of the harp. I told you about the power of the harp. You know, the harp in its greatest forms are used for some of the most docile, beautiful, sensitive things. But yet, in some of the larger bombastic, you know, orchestral, even boss fights, you would think the harp would get lost in, you know, all the horn sections and stuff going on. But no, the engineer gives it a little bit of support, and it's just that beautiful thing. Wow, I loved it. Thank you so much for bringing this back into my head. This is something that, for me, I just love when I'm listening to music like this. It just brings me way back. Obviously, the chap must have gone to sleep on this because you muckied I did. Okay, who's next? Baha Schmenzer, how are you? Yeah, right, Turnip? It was a chill vibe, eh? So Baha Schmenzer, I don't know if you're here with us, but we're doing your song now. It's called Paradise Lost. There you are. Like, sometimes I know people hang out here for hours and chilling. It's like you have it in the background or something while you're playing darts or shooting pool or coding or something. This song is called Xavier, from the band Paradise Lost. And it says it's a cover of a track by Dead Can Dance. All right. So let's do this. I don't know why Blondie just entered my head. I love the vocals and the dragging vocals in the back. Ah, what a great sound on the bass. I don't know how to get that sound. I wish I did. Great change up right here. Love this. So badass back there. Has a little bit of a sludge tone, doesn't it? Yeah, very head feel, especially on the lower grind. Like maybe here. Did you hear how the tone of the bass changed? Love that. That little meandering piano vibe. I don't know if it qualifies for Viking metal. Guys, what do you think? I can see where you're hearing that, but I don't know. I definitely am not the genre guy to. Oh, more goth. I don't know, maybe it's me, but with the melody to where it's sung, it's a little doom, like, isn't it? Not like a video game on a doom metal. I like the work they're doing in the background with those ambient synth pads. This track was definitely a goer for me because there's something about we listen to all kinds of music here, especially when it comes to metal. We can go deep into complex prog and stuff like that and just get really way out there, time meter changes and everything, and riffs and musicianship and stuff. But, you know, I still allow the valves to stay wide open to respond to music like this, meaning like I'm not just listening to certain kinds of music that just make sure it has X amount of changes in the bars and so on and so forth. And I keep on being reminded on how wonderfully powerful and moving a track like this can be. I don't mean moving in a soft way, but I'm talking about just letting those chords power out. You know, there was zero trickiness in there. It's just letting those chords power out, letting that melody just soar. And in the genre that it is, kind of goth, right? Some of you guys would say it was more gothic goth than it was Viking, but I guess goth adjacent Viking. Letting that kind of vibe just kind of soar through, and then occasionally introducing some of that synth work in the background. Like in my head, I started listening to this, and I had the urge to turn around and pick up my guitar and start wailing on it. You know if you're a musician or a singer or something like that, when you hear a track and it just motivates you to go, like, wow. And actually in my mind, when I was listening to this, the way it motivated me was I felt like I was going to wail on it or something, but not shred, but just give it some real long, you know, melodic run kind of vibe on it. It just that's how I felt. That's how I was motivated by listening to this track. So this was great. This was a surprise. I didn't know, but most of the stuff I listened to was a surprise, but this was a track that, hang on, I'm going to put this on my playlist. Okay. And I'm going to put it right now in the chat just in case you want it. This was called what is this? There you go, guys. Yeah, I was fully digging that. Hang on, got a text. Stand by. Family check. Family check. Make sure everything's good. It wasn't family. Good luck to you. I'll talk to you later. All right, next up, Make 33. What's going on? Are you here with us, Make? And then after that, I have Operate TV. Oh, we finally got you in there. Fantastic. And thank you, 1AM, for helping us out on that. So there you are. How are you, buddy? How you been? Let's see, the track that we're doing for Make 33 is a band called Counterparts. And hang on for a second. And the name of the track is called Imprints. So let's go, Make 33. Is it nighttime for you, Make 33? Where are you at in the world? Well, you don't have to tell me the location, but, you know, late night, early night, in the morning, having coffee. Here we go. All right. Yeah, this just about fits New Jersey at 11 p.m. on a Saturday. I love the tone on the guitars. That was a nice turnaround there. Oh, this is a great part. I love this. There's some great arrangements in here. That's so cool. It's like we're only hearing the return of like an early reflection there. That's great. That's badass. Nice little pinch harmonic right there. The song crushed it for me for a couple of reasons. Number one, the guitar tones were insane, like I said early on, and I think Brexter just jumped in on that as well. Something that was really super, super sick about this track, and I've talked about this many times when I listen to bands that have the vocalist who's performing from the ripped vocal stance. You know, it's all that really super powerful, growly vibe going on there. And albeit as important part of as the band as a whole could be, that performer is, you know, front and center. And of course, for me, it's always been, where's that placed in the mix for my own tastes, you know? I thought it was fantastic where it was placed in the mix, but the second thing that really killed it for me on this is that there were some really great guitar arrangements, especially in the hook. You know, so for me, it's like I would say in a very humble way, how would you discern what's the hook? Considering that the vocal performance is always going to be this fried tone all the way through. And I was able to identify that with the guitar arrangements that were happening. And melodically, what the guitar player on the right side was doing most of the time with some really nice lines, you know, while the chord changers are going on there. And to me, that was paramount. And a lot of my favorite type of music that has, you know, the main singer that does nothing but that rip fried vocal style is I really lean into what the musicians and the arrangements that they're doing to help me identify, like, you know, where's that hook for me, even if it's not a repetitive hook, like one that plays 4 or 5 times, like, you know, in it to a minute to win it. But even that one little area where they dialed it down, and it sounded like it was like a detuned, not D is the letter, but a tuned down, maybe a baritone guitar sound, or maybe it was in its post effects or something, or on a pedal stomp, kind of more of a brown color guitar as it just kind of swam around a little bit. And also with the engineering, I thought was really cool was the fact that twice they did that sound where the vocalist sounded like it was coming from way back in the behind your spinal cord in your head here. And you know, it's an engineering thing I thought would never become something that would show itself in a mix. You know, I remember, you know, being a younger engineer playing around sometimes and just bringing up the return from the effect and pulling down the direct source. So what you're just hearing is just the effect out without having the source, you know, put into the mix. Guitar players and other players know it as dry wet. And I thought that was very, very well used in its concept with the dynamic of it, you know. So, yeah, I dug that make. That was some badass stuff. Yeah, like I said, like I had said already, and you mentioned it's the Counterparts for me really sold it through. So thanks, man. I hope you're doing well. 11 o'clock at night in Jersey. Sipping on martini? No. Shot of vodka? Shot of tequila? No. Or some warm tea. For me, it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm drinking coffee. Yepper. Okay, operated TV, we are finally here for you. We worked through it, and once again, thank you, 1 a.m. If you're still here, I appreciate you helping me out with that. And I also thank you for dropping in Judgment Kazi's $40,000 donation. I appreciate that. Okay, so Operated TV wants us to listen to a little more metal. We're very metally here on a Saturday night, on a weekend, if you're in the mainland USA or wherever you are in the world. If TV dipped, he will be happy to know we finally got to his track. On the YouTube channel, and he's going to have to see it over there, right? Okay. So the name of the song is called The Black. The name of the artist is Imminence. And looks like this is going to be very interesting. It looks like it's a quintet or strings with some drums, perhaps. I don't know. This is going to be fun. I love this kind of stuff. Let's go.
What's the point of living in the dark? Trying to stop the bleeding of the heart. Tell me why you've forsaken me. Only death will ever set me free. Take this pain away.
Wow.
Caught in a circuit, no me still winning. I'm trying to quiet the voice in my head. Just cut me open and leave me for
This is badass.
I can't die.
On the piano, I like the fourth right here.
In my soul,
Oh, he didn't do it that time.
knows I tried. Watch the night like a knife in my back into the blood. There's something in the water pulling me down in the deep. Won't you follow me through the edge? Won't you follow me? Yeah, down that black. Yeah, yeah, down that black. Yeah, yeah, down that black.
What a great dichotomy
Cold breath on my neck.
between his voice right now, the scream, and the fact that he plays violin.
Every day is a struggle to deal with the pain. Everything's changing, but I stay the same. I can't die. Put a thorn in my side. Lord knows I tried. Watch them.
love the pad in the background. We have the strings going on there, but there's a really nice pad, a glassy pad back there.
There's something in there. Pulling me down in the deep. Won't you follow me to the edge? Won't you
It's 3 parts in the vocals there. I like that. There's that one high voice there. It's really nice. Yeah, Lisa, totally. Not even getting lost in the mix.
get down the back?
Incredible juxtaposition. Beautiful violin playing here, yet he can let that rip. Like a massive creative tug of war there. That's heavy, that's thick right there. Yeah, that was just a wonderful piece of music, and there's power in space. And what I mean by that is that what Lisa was mentioning. The engineering was fantastic on this, so it gave a lot of a space for a lot of the arrangements to come through. It was the violin sections, you know, were all these really long notes that were just gliding and moving and stuff, adding a very unique texture to it. My own little personal bend on that would be it would have been nice to maybe have the strings just slightly hotter in the that little string section, a little hotter in the mix. Just there's just something sometimes I like the rosin of the bow against the strings, and something as intimate as this in a small section with something so powerful. I would have probably just nudged for that. And then also with Lisa, I also did agree about just the bass. I saw the bass player there. At first, I thought it was maybe one of those 8-string type of arrangements where the 8th string on the guitar was handling the bottom, but obviously there was a bass player there. Would have been nice to have just a little bit of a nudge on that. Love the melody of this, love the performance. Actually love the video in a very unique way. If I'm looking at the video the way I was, let me see if I can find a better shot. I loved the fact that the video was shot from the back looking out to a theater like that. Like, you know, saying, hey, this background looks much better. Maybe there's another story behind it. I don't know in the song. Once again, this is also another track on the earlier session we did where we have, you know, the presence of the violin as a lead instrument in something so dark sounding and soulfully pulling in a dark way as we did the saxophone and the trumpet in the last session that we had. So it was really nice, too, to have another unique instrument firing away on that. But yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. But I liked it a lot. As a matter of fact, hang on. I'm going to put this in my playlist. Very cool. Okay, so be it. Onwards and forwards. And finally, too, I'm glad that we were able to play your track. I know that you were, kind of, we were trying to work it through, but I'm finally glad we also got your track down as well. So thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. It was, I really appreciated it. Next up, Senor Wee. Senor Wee, are you here? You know, Senor Wee, every time I see your name, I think of that little thing on TikTok where it's, I don't know. It was a soundbite that's been very famously used in TikTok. You guys know which one I'm talking about? Obviously not. Probably not. He's got a secret message for me here. It's not so secret. You figure I'd like this with all of my fun-aged grumblings. This is about getting older and evolving and accepting the humans are flawed. Oh, man, I signed up for that journey. I had the same realization. All right, so let's go ahead and process. We will process this, and let me read a little bit here. Another MBT for me. I have a small handful of songs left. Of course you do. I'm reading your thing. All right. So let's get ready for this. Are you ready? Let's do this. All right. In the sense that the very end there, let me see, I'll stop it right there. So apparently this was done during COVID. Now somebody, I think it was Rotten Soundgarden, had asked me how did the engineer deal with this. I'm pretty sure that they probably had some of their basic tracks already set in, and everybody was maybe asked to join live and play and sing and stuff. And I don't know, that's a lot of addition and stuff going on there. So, but what I love the fact is during COVID, which was one of the most gnarly AF periods in humanity, to have to put us through all that, whatever happened in the world there, is what I really was enjoying. The music was nice. It was pretty straightforward in the chord changes and stuff. I liked one of the guitar tones in there. Had a very, really uniquely kind of clean, edgy kind of vibe to it. And the bass was really round and warm. So yeah, as far as answering a question, God knows where he got his signals from. Maybe the bass player, sent him stems, and there are various stems that maybe the core of the band sent through. And then maybe there was just a ton of vocals that came through, because it was pretty rich, the vocal backgrounds where you could see people singing. And then also, you had the flute player and stuff. I never really heard a flute line or anything like that. But what I think is wonderful for this track, the storyline was like you said, it was kind of like the whole aging, getting older process kind of vibe. But watching everybody on this kind of Zoom-esque kind of performance feel and let go, like they were really into it, and probably in a moment when you really needed to be into something while you were locked up during COVID. This was one of those things that cut right through. So, tacos and beer, what's happening? Just dropped in and said hi. How are you? Everybody say hi to tacos and beer. I think this might be perfect time for some tacos and beer. It's about that time of night. So everybody say hi to tacos and beer. And thanks for coming by and saying, how's it? Kairu. Kairu's bringing something into the house, everybody. Oh my goodness. We are coming into a Kairu song, guys. You know what this means, right? It's another chip tune from 1953. I'm kidding. I knew when I saw this is going to be a song that everybody's going to jump on. Because all my total experience from Cowboy Bebop has been outstanding. So he says, in the show, Cowboy is their name for bounty hunters, but this character is actually dressed as a cowboy with a horse and everything. This is his theme. This is called Go-Go Cactus Man. All right, Kairu, you ready? Oh, I'm pumped that you like BTAM. Love them. Suggest some music from them. Okay, let's go. Sorry. Got sidetracked. Here we go. Mocking the spaghetti western. I'm digging this. Total Telecaster. That's so telly. Oh, I like that little addition with the vocals, the choir vibey in the back. It filled up my head a little more. Like that, got the galloping horses in the background there and some sound design. And that boing and boing that was boing and boinging. Kairu, that was a fun track. You always send really fun stuff, that's for sure. So yeah, that was like a really kind of like if what's the name of that band? Why can't I remember? That does the eclectic, who's the bass player that plays really fun stuff. Oh shit, what's the name of it? My God, my head's a fry zone. I can't remember it. Anyhow, in my mind, it's that kind of shredded apart spaghetti western kind of vibe. Very identifiable, you know. The guitar tone especially. That was something when Amin and I were talking about it. But it definitely, the mouth... I can't even remember what the name of that instrument is. The boing, boing, boing. Aman, do you have what is that thing called? You know, where you can shape it, the tones with it, but you're just hitting just that one actual. Is it a mouth harp or something like that, or something of that nature? Ah, yeah, okay, jaw harp or something like that. Sure. And it was really super fun. There was like little tonality things that was happening about it, but God, I want to say who's the bass player that is very well known for he's in a band, but he also does his own stuff. He's very well known. I can't remember his name. He wears the hat and he's always out there. He's very fun. The songs that he writes and stuff with the band is also that kind of fun. As a matter of fact, there are some Cowboy-esque tracks that the bass player in this band released, but I just can't remember the name of the band. Anyhow, it just had that good vibe. A Claypool. Yes, Les Claypool. Thank you, Les Claypool. And what's the name of the band that he was in that was really famous and still is? I'm sorry. Thank you for helping me out. This is what it's like in elder care, my friends. You know, for all you young people here. Primus. Yes, it was very Primus, kind of like if Primus would have... all that for just wanting to say that. You know what I'm saying? But that's nice. You guys are helping the old man. You know, it's just kind of elderly care. You got to be like, you know... I'm forgetting shit, but it's going down. But thank you. So it had that kind of weirdness little vibe to it as well. So this is called Final Fantasy 11. The name of the track is Tulia. So let's do this. And aloha to you, also Melon Choir related. All right, obviously he's going to watch this on YouTube when I post it there. All right, guys, let's do this. All right. I was waiting. What's going to come in here? know, the very chimey vibes of that one instrument in the back is very nice. Subtly there, but it definitely adds a little fantasy to the vibe. For those of you who play the game, this must be an area in the game where maybe building or looking for clues kind of vibe. Very much so, Park Pal. This had the vibes of, like, you know, elves or something assembling something in a happy little area. Especially this is a really pretty turnaround right here, a series of chords. It's in the style of writing, like, where something like this could also cross over into any kind of like Stardew Valley kind of vibe or games of that nature. Yeah, very much so, Lisa. That's what it feels like. It had that kind of vibe, you know, very open, outside-esque. Also, what I think it was Brexter had said, had a little bit of a whimsical. Some parts of it were a little sad, maybe a little. Maybe while you're doing something, you bump into somebody that you know. Needed some help or something like that. I don't know what the game is like at this point still. I have not, can you believe it? I have not finished, obviously, Final Fantasy VII Original, but I did get to the first silo. But I haven't ventured into more of the newer Final Fantasy games, so I don't know exactly where this is being played and everything. But it definitely had that vibe of, like you said, somebody else had mentioned, excuse me, I apologize, of having, like, you know, the dancing nymphs and fairies and stuff, potentially. The essence of it is the theater of the mind. That's the best way. But I liked it, though, because a lot of the stuff were, like, you know, these really quick, you know, little patterns with the mallets and little bells and stuff going around. And then, of course, you know, when any one of the other arrangements would come in, like an essence of reed, I'd like to call it, because I don't know what they were in its sound. Those were really nice additions. It's just kind of glide us past these little nice bouncy little patterns that were being played in the chord changes. But it was really nice. It was very lighthearted and very fun. Melon Choir Blade. So thanks for coming in. It's been a while since you were here, so I'm sure you saw this on YouTube, or you're going to see this on YouTube. So looking forward to see you coming back in soon. Okay, next up, let me jump around. Jace X, are you here? Are you here, please? Let me know if you're here. One of our long-time, legendary, legacy folks here on the stream. Been here for a long time. There you are. Hey, bud, how are you? How's life been? Good to have you drop by. And super mahalo for the dono. A nice cup of coffee there. It's been a minute, I know. I hope you're doing well. That's why I saw you here. I went, yay, there he is. Okay, so, oh, sick. What's up, bro? Everybody's getting this new little iteration of COVID. I don't know, you know. I guess, why do they even call it COVID? It's like bad flu number 327, you know. Well, I hope you get better soon. So let's listen to some music together. He wants me to check out a track from a movie called Spirited Away. And let's see what we got here. The Sixth Station. And so let's do this for Jake Strix. Okay, my friend, here we go. All right. What? What in the pakakin was that? Okay, is there another iteration of this? Let me type it in here. Let's see if hang on. There's got to be a workaround. The Sixth Station. Hang on. There it is. Station. Let's see what happens. So here we go. Would it be this one here? This top one right here? Yes, Spirited Away, correct? Okay. Repeal the DMCA. You shall strike it down. Okay, we have found it. We're good. Okay, let's go. All right. This is it, right? I love the left-hand work, the walking up, the octave. Ooh, this must be to a pretty heavy scene in the movie. It's very simply emotional. Does that make sense to you? So obviously this was a score piece in the movie. Jakester X, now you said this was almost the piece. So I take it maybe there's another one. Maybe I could look that up on Spotify on my own time. But was it fairly close in essence of feeling as far as being true to whatever the scene was this was playing over? It sounded like it was a fairly long piece. And like a tug of war of a sad story. One of the things that was, so there's another iteration of this that's more orchestrated, is what you're saying? I'll look that up and check that out. You know what? Maybe I could do that on Spotify really quick. I got it right. Oh no, I closed it out. Shoot. Well, I'll check it out. I'll take another dip into it and check it out. But in its iteration, though, it definitely. Oh, did you find it on YouTube? Yeah, you know what? I'm interested. Now that I've heard this, I'm interested to hear this with the orchestrating on it. So, no, it's not going to work on the how do you do. What's the best way for Jakester X to do it? 1 a.m. or turnip? As being that we don't have linkage in the how do you do. But I am interested in checking it out for sure. Oh, Discord. Yeah, send it to me in Discord. And I'll open that up really quick and I can click through it. But it definitely sounded like it was a very emotional piece in the movie, albeit I'm not seeing what the movie is all about. But so while he's linking me that, I'm going to move on to another really quick checking out of our boink. Okay. List here. Who am I going up next? Okay, next up is Lisa Wolf. Are you still here? Lisa Wolf. Let me see. Oh, we're going to be doing some hip hop. Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom. Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom. What do we have here? This is from a source called Quasimoto. The name of the track is Come On Feet. Like, come on, feet. Quasimoto is the alter ego of a hip-hop producer and jazz musician Madlib, who is the nephew of trumpeter John Fettis. It's probably where he is able to be more experimental with his music, and this track personally has always felt like an example of what makes hip-hop and sampling a unique art form unto itself that can do things with the music genres, other music genres that can't. So apparently he also pitches up his voice in this. So let's do this. Lisa. All right.
Come on, feet. Come on. Come on, feet. Come on, feet. Come on, feet. Come on, feet.
Come on, feet.
Cruise for me.
Cool character.
Trouble ain't no place to be.
Yeah, fella had Public Enemy vibes for sure.
Do your thing. Oh,
You
now.
don't know Whitey's game.
Come on, legs. Come on, run.
He'll do what he say you done.
Come on, knees.
Don't be mean. Come on, knees.
Cause that ain't the first red you ever seen.
Come on, feet. Do your thing.
Come on, baby.
Don't cop out on me.
Come on, baby.
Don't give in on me.
Come on, legs.
Come on, cruise for me.
Come on, feet.
Sesame Street has seen hard times. That's good, Square Meals.
The bad mouth on me.
Anyway, the way Pick 'em up and put 'em down. Even if they got my name on it, won't catch me now.
Won't catch me now.
Never put us in some cold ass ground. Sure as dark, never been out this way. Anyway, safe and sound, but we broke the Olympic 220 cross country or something.
You're lonely.
Whatever happened to the sun?
I love the guy's cadence, man. His rapping.
Landlord soul must have run all day.
Yeah, must have run all day.
Must have run all day.
You elephant. Must have run all day.
Come on, feet.
Cruise for me.
Come on, feet.
Come on, run.
Cruise for me.
Come on, feet.
Come on.
Come on, feet. Come on, run. Come on, run.
Clever video. Lisa, is this where you get some of the influence for some of your stuff, yeah? For the music you like? It's a trippy ass video. Yeah, no, Public Enemy had vibe. I mean, it had the vibes of the early like West style, West Coast kind of vibe. If I'm right, I don't know. I could say this wrong. I can get shot for it. But I was listening to this and I'm going, God, this is kind of like I could see if like kind of I was getting vibes of your own creativity. So I was like, dang, okay, I got this. Now, and what I love about it too is the laid backiness of it. You know, remember early on rap and stuff like that, there was no quantizing or fixing or, you know, time fixing anything or anything like that. So you got a really earthy, soulful vibe out of it. You know, like some of the music you've shared. You know, soulful, earthy vibe from it and stuff. But I like the guy's cadence, whoever the rapper was, or the artist, the cadence of his voice and the laid back kind of, you know, vibe, performance of it, I thought was great. So, but thanks for bringing that to us, Lisa. I hope you're doing well. Okay, I'm going to do one more. I've got a few left and stuff, but I'm going to do one more because I'm going to do 2 wheels of cheeses and I got to bail. I'm getting to the point of diminished returns again. You know what ends up happening is my ears start getting pretty hot, and then I start feeling my throat dry up, and then if I have a cough attack, and then I got to get asthma and stuff, and you know, I just I whittle away. But look, I think I'm at the longer point than I was yesterday. Where am I? I'm at 4.5 hours. So onwards and forwards, though, no complaining. I'm going to do one more here. You guys know the rules of engagement here. If I didn't get you on this, I'm getting you starting on the next one. You guys are pole position. So next up here, let's go with Crossface Buffalo Wing. And so that means that Great Sage Sun, Ice Hat, Narwhals, and Brexter, you are going to be pole position at my next stream. And so thank you for being patient and waiting. And so let's see what Crossface Buffalo wants us to check out. Oh, we're going to be doing a little more Final Fantasy. This is Final Fantasy 12 coming in here, and this one is called the Dalmasca Estersand. Dalmasca Estersand, Final Fantasy 12. This track is Final Fantasy. You see, it's starting to happen. Old man fail. This track is from Final Fantasy 12. The game came out in 2006 for the Sony PlayStation 2. This song plays the first time you leave the starting city and enter the first explorable area, which is a large desert. So he says, I think the track has a theme of setting off on a grand adventure. Okay. So that's what we do. Here we go. Totally. I think he planted that in my head, but yes, doesn't this? All right, everybody, let's get our things together. Let's get ready and let's go. I love the choice of the snare sound the composer is using. This is a nice, let's go for it, everybody. Let's build this thing. Let's go get him. Yeah. As if you're all flying through the clouds and figuring things out and way, you know. There's the face for you. Way. Ballsy horn section there. A lot of movements and little shifts in the composition here, so maybe when this is being played, there must be a lot of things changing in the game as well. There's that little snare. Snare reminds me of when the gorilla that plays the cymbals and the snare and the. I love what the horns are doing here, holding that pulse. This is a great section here. Don't forget Jimmy, he's in the back. Let's grab him and bring him up here, okay? Right? It has that vibe, you know? That was a great track, and it was very well explained to me. I mean, that's why I was already lit up the way the message was, in the fact that it sounded like something very, very fun, very big, very building, very, adventurous and stuff. And it definitely it came to pass as I listened to it. These nice changes in and out of it, even when I was joking around and playing the voice going, hey, don't forget little Stevie back there, is because kind of having a sense of composing for my whole life and stuff in a very weird way, there is a legitimate count off to things where you can sense changes are coming. And so I felt like, oh, now something happens here, and then it's a small thing. But apparently this is during gameplay. So if this cycles through in it, there's just a lot of really super fun uplifting, like the gang is together. It's almost like, okay, we're in our own safe space and haven, and we're doing all these things. Let's fix and let's build and let's enjoy, Amon had put there was a couple of composers there that had essence of in pulling this with the composer here. Hitoshi's Sakimoto, some elements in there that had those kind of vibes of those older. I'm not going to even pretend. Shostakovich, I could never forget it. And Respaghetti. And I'm sorry, it's happening. I'm winding down. I'm getting tired. But yeah, just spitballing. Just blah, 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 blah. Anyhow, all that being said, it was just a really super fun track. Very uplifting, very lighthearted, very fun, uplifting, lighthearted, energetic though, lighthearted and energetic. And the theater of the mind was, very active in it. It just seemed like everybody was just having a great time in this segment of the game. That's what the vibes were. All right, 2 wheels of cheese, 1 queso nuevo, and the other one queso pobre, and I'm out of here. Before I do, I want to thank everybody who's been hanging out. For great gas gun, great sage, and I do that all the time. Ice Hat, Norwalls, Brexter, you guys are in pole position of my next stream, so we get you in like I promise I do, as I say, as I do. That's why I do what I say, as I do. And so we're going to finish off for the folks who've been hanging out in the back there for some Wheel of Cheese. Here we go, 2 more chances here. So let's go into cheesy wheelie mode. And let me get into my streamer really. And let me refresh. What do you say we start with the newsy, the queso fresca. Frisky fruski. Frida babuski. All right, here we go, guys. Do you see you? There's one in there. I eat Sharpies. All right, guys, are you ready? Here we go. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Well, it looks like it could. Oh, COVID? Maybe that's when he opened up the profile during COVID. Let's see what COVID wants. This is the band called Forq. F-O-R-Q. It's alternative. Beautiful. And let's see. Name of the track is Va. Okay, this looks like it's going to be interesting by the thumbnail. And it says it's as weird as fun. So, okay. So, COVID, this is for you. Do 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 do. Here we go. Crazy. Wow, this is trippy. Ba ba boom. Okay, now we're getting to somewhere I'm like, okay, for me it's coming together now. Before it was trippy. Yeah, this track is weird AF, and it's fun. Come on, what is that keyboard? I forgot the name of that. I'm gonna have to take a whiff of alcohol, rubbing alcohol after this. You know why, right? This is like perfect for a Saturday night, too buzzed to get to sleep track. Put you into nightmare mode. That one, Almond, that one. You know, as crazy as this is pretty eclectic rhythmically and stuff like that, abstract, but that's a pretty extraordinary bit of musicianship going on here. Very heroic Dosi. Had to have been written in chunks, man. It's really cool, man. Really. Frankly, one of the best kick engineering tracks I've heard all day. That kick is insane. Drummer's wailing on this is great. It's killing it. Yeah, boys. There he goes. Like, okay, listen, that last minute shaped up to be very fusion-esque and very progressive. The whole thing was doing a backstroke in these very odd word I'm trying to space into the word here. Satisfyingly demented weirdness in what they were trying to get through. I did find a through thread of understanding what was happening, but they really wanted to hit a space, at least in my head. They hit a space in my head that had not been activated in a long time. So needless to say, that kind of kicked a little dust in my old mushroom rehash days. It was very kind of like all over the place. And I don't know any other way to describe it, but they were outstanding musicians to pull that off. you know, the dissonance and the weirdness and all the little meter changes and all the tricked out turnarounds and stuff. You know, nothing particularly cohesive except just watching these musicians just having a really good time. The va 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 was kind of fun. That kind of kept it very okay. So, you know, I was digging into the va 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 and getting into that. I was trying to use that as like the zip line for the rest of the track. You know, the one thing to hang on to. Musicianship wise, though, you couldn't fool around with anything but top musician style type musicianship to pull that off, in my opinion. But I want to just circle back to that one statement. That was probably one of the best kick drums that I've heard in this whole journey. There's something to me about those punchy, squishy kick drums. Maybe I should write a song called Punchy, Squishy Kick Drums, is what I'm saying. Anyhow, COVID, thank you so much. And I'm glad you stuck around for your Wheel of Cheese win. Okay, last Wheel of Cheese, everybody. Before I do, like usual, I want to thank all of you for coming by, hanging out. We're pushing for 5 hours here. I know quite a handful of you have been here since the beginning. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sure you probably have like a monitor on or cell phone somewhere and you're doing things around the house. You listen in and out. Like it's a radio show, right? Is that what it's like? It's like a radio show. Kind of vibe. Back from when people remember what radio shows used to be like. Kind of more NPR-ish, I would say, right? I don't know. What am I? I'm just talking bubbles. So, okay, we got one more. So we have one more Wheel of Cheese. This is Queso Super Meso. This is going to be Queso Pobre. So I'm going to refresh my data, select everybody in on this, and we're going. You guys ready? You guys ready? And who gets this last slice of cheese? I like that. Okay, let's go. Let's see how thinly. Oh, look at that. All right, guys. Let's do this. Are you ready? One. Wait a minute. I got to wait for this other advertisement to load up here. Otherwise, it's going to stifle my speen. Okay? So I think we've done it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, spin! Okay. Who is it? Who is it? Come on. Who do we got? Who do we got? Oh, does it lean into the yellow? It goes into yellow, and it's Murph on Earth. Murph on Earth. Are you here with us, Murph? While you're on Earth? Okay. Nowhere near. Well, we tried. Murph on Earth wants. Okay, it looks like we're doing some hip hop as a last track here. Ish. I don't know. It's hip hop ish. Adjacent, maybe? I don't know. Let's see what we got here. This track is called. This is from a band called Aesop Rock. I think we've done something from Aesop Rock. And this one is called Long-Legged Larry. Looks like it's going to be a fun little animated one. He left a happy frog face as the special message, so maybe this is going to be really trippy. So great way to end the stream, guys. Let's check this out. Super mahalo, Murph on Earth, for this last track. Let's check this out and see what you bringeth onto us via your suggestion. Here we go.
With a body length of about 20 centimeters, bullfrogs are the largest frogs in North America, as well as the champion jumpers.
Oh, scene. Sorry, thanks. Here we go.
Long-legged Larry was a frog at the pond. Jump so high, might miss him while he gone. Jump over anything, even King Kong. Jumpin' Jack Flash was his favorite song. Now once upon a time there was a cat in a tree. Chased the squirrel up, been stuck since 3. The fireman came, said it's too high for me. How's that cat gonna ever get free? Young Jack Turner was a staple on the block. Said he knew about a frog with an XL hop. The neighbor started laughing, but Jackie wouldn't stop. Ran off, came back, guess who we got?
Kind of David Navarro-ish guitar parts.
Like a rocket to the moon through a cumulus cloud. Touchdown safe, laid a scaredy cat on the ground. If you listen real close, you can still hear the crowd. Go Larry, go Larry, go.
This is hip as stuff.
Go Larry, go. Larry doesn't care. Jump so high, grow a beard in the air. Jump over anything, even Times Square, yelling long-legged Larry for mayor. Here, here. Now once upon a time there was a princess in a
Super clever, man.
Up a castle through a forest on a hill. Half the men that ever saw her out
Old school Rose vibe,
all the
the
men that
EP.
ever tried to climb the wall and fell. Handful gather at the base of the place. Each claim way braver than the bravest you faced. Bunch of dingbats yapping about saving the day. But wait, a silhouetted
Has a little bit of a Cypress Hill vibe.
was long-legged Larry on the back of a steed. Leapt up, yelling Jordan, kissed the girl on the cheek. Touchdown safe, showed a lady back to her peeps. If you listen real close, you can still hear the streets. Go Larry, go Larry, go.
I'm digging this, man.
Go Larry, go Larry, go. Yeah. Larry's on the case. Jump so high, pluck a star out of space. Jump over anything, even Salt Lake. Jump into the mosh pit, jump out of a cake. Now once upon a time there was a circus in town. Some went for the cotton candy, some for the clowns. But the high wire act was the most profound. Had a poodle on a unicycle, rose in her mouth. 10 o'clock show, get the poodle in position. 10 seconds in, the unicycle starts tipping. At a poodle barely clinging to the wire by her mittens. But what the heck is that thing in the distance? Ribbit, long-legged Larry, a sight for sore eyes. Known to give a dog a ride seconds after he arrives.
This is
Touchdown
great.
safe, give her some kibbles and rawhide. If you listen real close, you can still hear the vibe. Go Larry, go Larry.
Isn't there a little 50 cents in this little part?
Larry, go Larry, go Larry, go.
What a great way to end the stream. That was so fun. It was very clever. Super kick butt. And but some of the, like I said, some of the guitar parts kind of reminded me, like I was pulling little Chili Peppers in there. It felt like we had a little bit of a 50 Cent kind of thing. Just, I think maybe because it said "Go Larry," go. Maybe it was just the cadence of that thing. I love the tone of his voice, whoever this artist is. Very clever lyrics. I mean, this is when you take an art form like hip hop, and which has such a significantly cultural, powerful vibes to it and everything, and it's been flexed in so many different ways. Acid jazz hip hop and stuff. It and if its roots grew to be such an enormous infusion of uses. When you say hip hop, and then there's the additives and all this. This is when, to me, this style of hip hop is at its most creative, in my taste. And who cares what an old fart in his mid-60s thinks, except for when I'm here on my Abbacado show. Yay!